call the meeting to order.
Okay, welcome to the Queen Anne's County Commissioners Meeting. This is a public meeting that is being aired live on our local cable television station, QACTV 7. These media broadcasts provide county citizens an opportunity to watch and review our scheduled public meetings. In addition to our live audience this evening, we are providing remote options for citizens to watch and participate in county commissioner meetings. Citizens may watch our meeting live on our Queen Anne's County website at www.qac.org/live or on QAC TV's television channel, Atlantic Broadband Channel 7 and 507. Citizens may also participate by joining the live Zoom meeting by going to www.qac.org/public comment, and citizens may also email comments to publiccomment@qac.org. Comments received will be read during the press and public comment period on this evening's agenda. We acknowledge your participation, and by attending, you acknowledge that this session is both recorded and aired. Press and public comment will be taken and is limited to 3 minutes per person. If you care to speak, please sign the sheet on the information table in the lobby. Comments longer than 3 minutes can and should be submitted in writing for the Commissioner's review. We will now stand and be led in the Pledge of Allegiance by Commission President Chris Corcorino.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you could please remain standing for the victims of the tornadoes in Kentucky. Thank you.
Okay, we just held a closed session under the General Provisions Article, Sections 3305B10, to discuss matters of public security, and under Section 3305B1 to discuss boards, commissions, and personnel. And I believe we reached a number of items we want to call now for official motions on boards and commissions. So how do we want to go through those?
We'll start right with
can.
page 17.
I move to reappoint John and Jennifer, I apologize, Jennifer Nowick and John McQueenie to fill the vacancies on the Animal Control Commission. This term will expire on December 31st of 2026.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries.
Okay, I move to appoint, just a second here, Nicholas Newell to fill the vacancy on the Bicycle and Pedestrian Committee. This term will expire on December 31st, 2024.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, I move to appoint Craig McGinnis to fill the vacancy on the Board of Appeals. This term will expire on December 31st, 2024.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I move to appoint Scott Cuzio to fill the vacancy on the Board of Building Appeals. This term will expire on December 31st, 2024.
Second.
All right, we got a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Oh, it's me. I move to appoint John Andreas, John Andreas, Edward Beers, Brian DeMoss, Robert Marsh, Jesse Parks, Jeremy Reynolds, and appoint Laura D. Wilson to fill the vacancies on the Economic Development Commission. This term will expire on December 31st, 2024.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I move to reappoint Dave Crow and Shane Moore to fill the vacancy on the Employee Awards Committee. This term will expire on December 31st, 2023.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Philippe?
Need your water?
I move to reappoint, and fill the vacancies with the suggested representatives. Walt Thompson, Victoria Hoffman, Jerry Danmeyer, Joe Pomerantz, Jason Ruth, and Justin Kiernan.
Remove Jerry Danmeyer. He's
He's gone.
He's gone.
Okay.
And Kelly Phipps in the place.
And Kelly.
Correction, Joe Pomerantz will be removed, and Kelly Phipps will take.
No, Jerry Danmeyer.
Jerry Danmeyer.
will be removed.
Okay.
Kelly Phipps is entered.
Yep.
And this is Kent Narrows Development Foundation?
Yep.
All those in favor? Oh, we got a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I move to appoint Jane Vizeris and Alan Toblib to fill the vacancy on the Personnel Board. This term will expire on December 31st, 2025.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I move to reappoint Scott Jones, Dorsey Patchett, and Tim Wilson to fill the vacancies on the Plumbing and the HVAC Board. These terms will expire on December 31st, 2024.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I move to appoint Laura M. Johnson to fill the vacancy on the Property Tax Assessment Appeals Board. This term will expire on December 31st, 2026.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
I move to appoint Bill Sylvester and reappoint Tom Lee to fill the vacancy on the Planning Commission. These terms will expire on December 31st, 2026.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries.
There we go, that's it.
Okay, and we had one personnel item for consideration for the Extension Office.
The what?
Yeah. Here you go. I'm going to make that motion.
Oh, I move to take the existing part-time position and make it a full-time position in the Ag Extension Office.
Second.
All right, got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Is that all those, Margie? I did. All right, excellent. Okay. All right, that brings us to the approval of this evening's...
Hold on a second.
I'm sorry.
I make a motion that for the next year of our term,
Excuse me.
that Chris Corcorino stay president, and I transfer vice presidency to Jack Wilson.
I'll second that motion.
All right, we got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right,
Oh, Patrick.
motion carries.
A motion for Pat Thompson?
Yes.
Yeah.
I make the motion that Pat Thompson remain the county attorney.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
All right, thank you, Commissioners. I think that covers everything, right?
That's it.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Yeah, that is a lot.
Take a breath.
All right, that brings us to the approval of this evening's agenda for December 14th. So, and along with that, the regular and closed session minutes from your November 23rd meeting, and the Roads Board and Sanitary Commission minutes from your November 9th meeting, and the Roads Board meeting from the minutes from the October 20th meeting. They've all been circulated for your review. Any additions or corrections?
Yep, motion to amend the agenda to include desk items 16, 17, 1801, and 1802.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And a motion now to approve the amended agenda and the county minutes as submitted.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
All right,
Go.
that brings us to our first public comment period. We have nobody signed up for public comment this evening?
No, we're clear.
Okay, all right. Well, that takes us right into our action items for this evening. So Commissioners, if you want to turn to tab number 2, we have a couple items for Department of Public Works to lead us off. And Chief Engineer Lee Edgar and Director of Public Works Alan Quimby are here. The first item on Item 1 on page 1 is a supplemental right-of-way agreement for the Delmarva electric vehicle charging stations, and this is really a result because they needed to modify the locations of some of the wiring out at the Vincent building. So could I get a motion on that?
I move that the supplemental right-of-way agreement with Delmarva Power and Light Company to memorialize the amended location of electric vehicle charging station facilities at the Vincent building be signed.
Second.
All right, got a motion and a second. Any discussion?
You want to just briefly tell us?
about it?
Yeah.
Certainly, Commissioners, you may recall a couple months ago, you accepted an agreement with Delmarva Power for the installation of 5 electric vehicle charging stations across 3 county facilities, the Kent Island Library, the county office building, and the Vincent building. When they were installing the Vincent building, found that there were some underground utilities which were right in the way of the installation of the pedestal, so need to shift that. We agreed together on the optimum location, just putting it to the other end of the parking, the set of parking stalls would be ideal. They relocated it based on the original agreement that you have with Delmarva Power, shows the station here, moved it about 50 feet over there. So what this supplemental does is just memorialize the change of location for this. There's no change of cost or anything. It just dots the i's and crosses the t's.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? 5-0, motion carries.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Commissioners. We have one item for the Sanitary Commission. It's a Public Works Agreement. So can you convene as Sanitary Commission, please?
Move to convene as Sanitary Commission.
Second.
All right,
Okay, and this is a Public Works Agreement. This is also tab 2, item 2, page 5, Coastal Road Apartments, Public Works Agreement.
I move to execute the Public Works Agreement with the Postal Road LLC to allow them to construct 2 30-unit apartment buildings.
Second.
got a motion and a second. We don't hear anything, any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? 5-0, motion carries.
Thank you, gentlemen. I think that's all we have for Public Works this evening, right?
That's it.
Great.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Okay, moving on to our action items for this evening. If you want to turn to tab number 3. First, we have a proclamation for character counts, Pillar of the Month, Caring.
Oh, who wants to read that one? Look how small, short that one is.
Of course. Jim?
You want me to read this one?
Please recite that.
Okay. This is Proclamation 21-75, Pillar of the Month for December, Caring. Whereas Queen Anne's County was declared a character counts community, and whereas all citizens have been called upon to embrace the 6 pillars of character and to use them in their daily activities and to model these traits of good character, and whereas the character counts Pillar of the Month for December is caring. Now, whereas all citizens, including our teachers, police, firefighters, store owners, students, community workers, neighbors, family members, friends, and commissioners will be caring. And whereas all citizens will be caring in school, stores, sports events, at parks, anywhere in the community, and in this building. Whereas all citizens will be caring by helping others, using manners, being kind and considerate of others, feeling and doing nice things for other people. And whereas all citizens will be caring because it is a golden rule, the right thing to do, and makes others feel good. Now, therefore, the Queen Anne's County Commissioners and Mrs. Coppage's 2nd grade class do hereby designate the Character Counts Pillar of the Month for December to be caring. Signed, the Queen Anne's County Commissioners.
You did a very nice job doing that, Commissioner Moran. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You're a very nice person.
Is that caring?
It's character. Take what you can
I was
get.
going to say
And it focuses and concentrates on doing what is right, the right thing to do, whenever possible.
Isn't that true?
You had to be there, sorry. We'll leave it at that.
Thank you, Commissioners. Never a dull moment with the character counts proclamations here. All right, our next item, item number 2, on pages 2 through 17, is the Maryland Transit Administration Capital Grant Agreement. We've seen these a number of times. This is an MTA Capital Grant Agreement for fiscal 22. This informs MTA that Queen Anne's County accepts federal and state funding to support transit services and the county ride system here in Queen Anne's County. This is a 20% match from the county, and we have sufficient funds for that match. It is a reduction in the match, but our FTA CARES Act funding provides the bridge there to get the match over to the county. So could I get a motion on that, please?
I move to hereby accept the Maryland Transit Administration Grant Agreements Packet to certify that Queen Anne's County Department of Community Services Area Agency on Aging will operate public transit system and accept the awards as offered by the State of Maryland Department of Transportation for FY 2022.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, thank you, Commissioners. Item number 3 on pages 18 and 19, also tab 3. This is a recommendation for a contract with Tyler Technologies for a data center. This is from our IT department, and this would move our county-hosted enterprise resource planning system that encompasses our finance, tax, utility, building, planning, and permitting, and human resource applications to a vendor-hosted software service, essentially into the cloud. And this recommendation was negotiated with Tyler as a sole source because they do provide all of our IT software for these modules. And we have a contract here for 5 years for approval.
I move to authorize the Director of ICT to execute a 5-year contract with Tyler Technologies to move the county's ERP system to a cloud-based SaaS environment in the amount of $316,945 in the first year and 4 annual renewals of $298,043.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
So I guess we kind of should get the background of spending $1 million like that, but it's, I mean, cybersecurity is the biggest threat most county governments and state and federal governments face right now. And for those that watch the news, ransomware has become quite the lucrative business, and this will help protect Queen Anne's against those attacks. And I personally feel like it's one of the best things we could do as commissioners right now because of all the sensitive information that goes through the county, the tax dollars and all that could be wiped out. So I think this is a great idea, and it's $1 million well spent because most of the ransomware attacks average about 25 million per ransomware. So.
And it's also continuity. If there is ever a natural disaster, something that would wipe out an area, we still have that data intact.
Access to that data.
So it's essential these days. All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 5-0, motion carries.
All right, thank you, Commissioners. Item number 4 on page 2023 is a housekeeping item. This is a revised part-time employees policy, which reflects the new holiday schedule for part-time employees. Item 4 on page 20.
Part-time employees policy be adopted as presented to be effective January 1, 2022.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioners. Item 5 on page 24 and 20 through 27 is a memo from the Department of Emergency Services in conjunction with DPW. They have applied and received a grant for a generator at EMS Station 400, and that procurement was delayed due to the pandemic. Bids now have been received. They're a little higher than originally anticipated, and we have a budget amendment that goes with this action item. We are recommending the bid to the lowest bidder, J.J. Clow and Sons. So we do have an accompanying item, if this is approved, a budget amendment that provides the additional funding for this project. So could I get a motion?
I move to authorize the Director of Department of Public Works to execute a contract with J.J. Crow and Sons to purchase and install a generator at EMS Station 400 totaling $78,318.
Second.
All right. We got a motion and a second. Tell the people, where is EMS Station 400?
So EMS Station 400 is located in beautiful Centerville, just outside of town, right behind the State Police Barracks. It's the old helicopter hangar that we've converted into an EMS station. We have been working on this project for several years. We've applied for this grant probably 2 continuous years in a row. We were turned down 2 years in a row with the grant process, and then the jurisdiction fell short and was unable to complete their grant process, which put us in line to receive the grant. We were notified right when COVID hit, and this project has basically been put on a bookshelf since then. Public Works has had higher priority projects in line, and we've had a lot of renovations done to our building, which was more of a higher priority. And we're finally to a point where we're able to complete this project, but unfortunately, because of COVID and the delays, the price has increased a little bit.
So how long before you're going to get it?
Pardon me?
How long before you're going to see that generator?
That I'm not exactly sure, and that would be a question
I think you
that
probably got another
DPW
year.
could probably
Honestly,
answer.
probably got another year. I mean, that's
So-
legit right now. Yeah.
But at least we've.
Well, let's
locked
lock in
price.
No, that's,
Let's
but
lock
that's
in
what
the
I was gonna
price.
say, lock the price now.
Lock in the
because
price.
They keep going up, so.
Yes.
Buy it now.
All right, any other discussion or questions? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? 5-0, motion carries.
I move to approve budget amendment CC 21.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Scott. Thank you, Commissioners. Item number 7 on page 29 is our National Association of Counties annual dues bill for $896, excuse me.
I move to approve the payment of the annual dues in the amount of $896 for the National Association of Counties.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
This,
You have a question on it?
yeah, I have
I
a
didn't think you
question.
was gonna have a question on that one, sorry.
My question is, this doesn't affect, if we were to vote no, this doesn't affect our eligibility to still be part of MACO.
No, it's two different organizations.
I understand that. I'm just,
No, it doesn't. Nope.
Nope,
Okay.
no tie, well, other than just being the mother organization nationally, there's really no ties.
okay.
And NACO does assist with MACO on lobbying the federal government when it comes to making sure that some of the localities were getting money for the stimulus money that was coming out.
ARPA,
So some
all
of that little bit goes towards helping us. Other than that, you're right, we get nothing from them.
Okay. But in the last year's membership, there was some value
Yeah.
in
oh,
some
yeah.
of that distribution of
Yeah, yeah.
those CARES monies.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
all right. Good. Thank you for allowing me that time.
Sorry.
We have a motion.
Any other discussion?
And no further discussion.
All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstain? 5-0, motion carries.
All right, thank you, Commissioners. Moving on, item number 8 on pages 30, 31, and 32 is a request from our friends at the Board of Education for a grant, a one-time grant from the county budget for purposes of providing staff stipends to be implemented this month on December 24th for their pay period. Full-time employees would receive a $1,000 grant, and part-time employees would receive a $500 stipend. And this is from the Board of Education, the letter here from Dr. Salins. And the board did take action on this, their board, the Board of Ed, and they approved this request.
I move to approve the Board of Education employee stipend as presented.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion on this one? Any discussion? Sure.
Seeing none.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, 5-0, motion carries.
Okay, thank you, Commissioners. Item number 9 on page 33 is the Upper Shore Micro Grant Program request for match. This is from the Economic and Tourism Development, and this is a collaborative effort between the 3 Upper Shore counties, Cecil, Kent, Queen Anne's, to encourage farmers and agricultural enterprises in the Upper Shore to work together, promote, and buy local. So this is a grant that we received last year, and they're asking for a matching stipend so that we can provide these grants to our local agricultural community members, and we would open this in early January. So we're looking
Make a
for,
motion that Queen Anne's County provide a match of $24,000 to support the Upper Shore Regional Council's Micro Ag Grant Program.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
okay, thank you, Commissioners. Item number 10 on page 34 and 35 is a letter of intent to participate in the Maryland Agricultural Land Preservation Foundation, the MOUth program for state matching funds. This is a basically just a letter of intent to participate in the program that is due by January 3rd. So this is just to make sure we're in the program. We have Donna Landis-Smith here to answer any questions if you have any.
I make a motion to approve the letter of intent to participate in the MOUth Matching Funds Program.
Second.
All right, we got a motion and a double second from Commissioners Wilson and Wilson.
So pick one.
We've done this a lot of times.
Yeah.
This is formality.
So what do we have to do to become number 1 for land preservation?
Give me about $20 million and I will be great.
That's it?
Yeah. But on that note, What you put in county matching funds last year was $300,000. We've gotten all of our offers from last year, and we got that last offer again this past year. We got 5 forms in, which totals $3,524,679. So we got an $11.75 return for every dollar of county money.
Outstanding.
So we did very well. We preserved 1,012 acres for the $300,000 that was taken from the ag transfer tax, the solar fees, and a little bit from the general fund. So we did very, very well this year.
And how much do you have now to work with?
Well, that's what I will be coming to visit you for in your first January meeting, because I'll confer with Nicole on what we have in ag transfer tax from what we've taken in from the past fiscal year, what we have available in solar fees, and then whatever you all see fit to add to that additional amount. So we've been doing very well on the return of county funds.
Very good.
Do I have the math correct? Give or take, these easements are costing about $3,000 an acre, something like that?
I would say a good average is about 3,800.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah,
that's correct.
right.
And they're running on average about 51% less than the appraised value.
Right,
So they're taking more than a half cut of the actual appraised value of the farmland.
right.
Yes. Yep.
Very well.
All right.
Any issues with training your someday to be replacement?
I'm not at the 2-year mark yet, so,
Okay.
I mean, we can bring that person in at any time.
No, I
I've
wanna-
got 4 years left.
Okay,
That's-
all
yeah,
right, just wanna-
2025 is my date,
Okay,
so,
that's what I
yeah.
wanna know.
I've
Okay,
got 4
very
years.
good.
So let's try to get that 20 million in the next 4 years, and the next person can start out fresh.
How many acres are we behind?
I'm not sure. We're in second place right now.
Right.
We overtook Caroline, so
Carroll
Carroll
County's got us
County
right
is the
now.
number one. But Carroll County has their own program, county-funded program, so they have a consistent funding source that they use, so they use millions of their own county dollars. Of course, Carroll County is a very different county than Queen Anne's County is. So they have that steady flow of money coming in that is county money over and above what the $3 million that they get from the state. So it would be tough to surpass them.
Well, they're gonna run out of land, and eventually we'll catch
That's what I'm saying, you know?
Absolutely, yeah.
Maybe we
May
need to
not
talk to
surpass, but
Steve
we'll
Watts,
catch
Yeah,
right? We need to
yeah,
get on Steve
eventually we
Watts.
will. Yeah, we keep plugging away at it. Plus we've got the Rural Legacy program, and they don't do very well with Rural Legacy, so
That's right.
we're getting there.
Well, we have the motion
Speaking
to
of.
approve the letter of intent to participate in MALF matching funds and program.
We're done with that one.
We voted that
Vote
one.
on it, did we?
Yep.
Yeah, we done.
I thought we did. Move on, next one.
Item
vote on it,
11.
I didn't think we voted on it.
Item 11, we did.
We did,
Yeah, number 10 we did, it was Jim and Jack that voted on it.
Remember we had the dual,
Yeah, that
dual.
was-
Made the
second-
motion.
We made the motion and the
Yeah.
second, but and then we asked questions, but we didn't vote.
Yeah,
Didn't we have a dual second?
We had to
Yes.
go.
you did, but you never had the vote.
Never had the vote, right. Need to vote.
It's gonna be highly contested, so let's do it again.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
There we go.
Now we got the
I'm
vote.
telling you, it's the holidays.
Yes.
It is. Happy holidays, that's right. All right, moving on. Number 11, speaking of Rural Legacy, this is a Rural Legacy Grant Agreement for FY '22. This was submitted earlier this year. Board of Public Works approved $1.65 million of funding for these easements in the Land's End and Foreman Branch Rural Legacy areas, approximately 367 acres.
I make a motion to approve and sign the Rural Legacy Grant Agreement for $1,650,321.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Maybe we should vote before we
Maybe we
discuss
should
it.
vote before we ask that question.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Any discussion?
Great job.
Donna, outstanding as always.
Thank you.
Great job.
Yeah, that was a little surprise that we got that much from the state, with what we just got awarded through Rural Legacy. That's almost $5 million, so we did pretty well for 2021. So let's try to do that same thing in 2022.
So $11 for every $1 we put in.
Yes,
You hear that, Steve?
I think
Just
that's
saying.
important,
yes.
Challenge out there to everybody else.
but I think it would be remiss not to mention the importance of your 4 years left and the person that we bring on and that you train certainly has to have the same passion for this.
Yes.
Because I think
It is a passion.
there's a
Yes.
fight there in you
Yes,
Because,
And
we're
I'm very
competing with other
competitive.
counties across the state of Maryland.
I'm very competitive, yes.
Yes.
And I would love to go out being number one. That would just make me very happy. I keep telling the state that they can give us the whole allocation of money, but they kind of have little bit, you know.
I mean, they're forcing you to share.
Yes, and it is important to say, yes, we are getting $11 on our dollar county money, and people need to know that that's not county tax money, as like, it's not coming out of the general fund. I think that's very important to know, that we're not taking it out of, you know, the coffers, basically, quote unquote, so, yeah.
In January, bring us that challenge of how many acres we're behind.
Okay,
Carol.
I will certainly do that, yes.
See that.
And then I'll challenge you on how much I can get from you.
There you go. Bring it.
Thank you very much, and Merry Christmas, everybody.
All right,
Too.
thank you, Donna.
Merry Christmas.
Okay, Commissioners, item number 12 on page 73 through 81 is a contract from the Department of Parks and Recreation, contract with Long Fence to install and replace ball field fencing and fabric at Bats Neck, Old Love Point, and Route 18 parks using a Prince George's County contract, total amount of $157,963.
I move to authorize the Department of Parks and Recreation to contract with Long Fence to install and replace ball field fencing and fabric at Bats Neck, Old Love Point, and Route 18 Park in the amount of $157,963.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion?
You want to just tell us a little bit about it? It's just backstops. I can tell you, I can speak firsthand that there's a replacement that's needed. I mean, obviously for the safety factor, but I mean, over the years and years of the elements and weather, you know, it takes its toll, and we got to see an example of a new backstop already at one of the locations, and they look fantastic. They look good. And I will mention that we have a lot of tournaments that take place over here on the shore. And for these folks that are traveling from other counties to come and see our facilities, and they get to go back and take a look at theirs and go, wow, why can't we be like Queen Anne's County? So, great job.
You know, part of it is we want to just kind of finish off those projects, and these parks will be taken care of in that manner, so they'll be up to speed for the next, 25 years. You won't have to worry about that. Down at Bats Neck, we're installing new backstops, but also we're putting in home run fences, so it's an added amenity to that because we've had an increase in the request for baseball fields.
And when you determine how far out those home run fences go, is that obviously based on the diamond size or the age groups that'll be playing? I mean, how do you guys determine that?
Based on the field size, because we have one field that we reinstituted, which is a 90-foot diamond. So obviously, it's going to be further out. I don't have the dimensions. And then the second field that's there, that is a field designed for 60-foot bases or 70-foot bases. So again, that field will be, that home run fence will be in a little bit closer. And also the area of land that we have available to squeeze it in there. So
Gotcha.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Very well.
all right, thank you.
Thank you, Director Chandler. Good to see you. All right. Thanks, Steve. All right.
Have a good holiday.
You too.
Do.
All right, Commissioners, item number 13 on page 82, beginning on page 82, is Budget Amendment CC 22, and this is to increase budget authority for salary adjustments for additional spending authority and additional spending authority in non-general funds as required. And we have Nicole Hepfer here, our Director of Budget and Finance, if you have any
Motion to
questions.
approve CC 22.
Second.
We got a motion, a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
One down.
Thank you, Commissioners. Item 14, Budget Amendment CC 48, and this is essentially a cleanup budget amendment for all the COVID grants we received in fiscal 21, allocating the funds back to cover actual associated costs incurred throughout the various departments.
Motion to approve Budget Amendment CC 48.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioners. Our next item, 15, page 98, Budget Amendment CC 49, and this is the end of the year budget amendment to provide budget authority for general fund activities and departments that are overspent.
Motion to approve budget amendment CC 49.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Great, thank you.
Talking about getting off the hook easy,
Great
huh?
job, Nicole. Perfect.
Thank
You
you.
did great.
Well done.
Burned through millions of dollars without one question. Yikes. Okay.
That's helpful. We can close out the books for 21 now. Thank you.
And I just mentioned too that our director of our finance department, thanks to greatly because of our director, Nicole Heffer, we got another award this year for our CAFR. It's 21 years running, right? So we're very proud of that. It's great.
Excellent job.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you. All right, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Very much. Okay, we have a couple of desk items here. Desk item number 16. On your desk is the release of grant funds for a feasibility study, and this is we received a grant from the Housing and Community Services, or Housing and Community Services received a grant for $50,000 for the feasibility study for the adaptive reuse of the former Sudlersville Middle School.
I move that President Corcorino sign a certification of exempt or categorical exclusion and request to release funds and certification as described and recommended by the Department of Community Services Housing Division.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, thank you, Commissioners. Desk item 17 is the Community Partnerships Agreement for fiscal '22. And this is the annual agreement between the state and Queen Anne's County through which the Children's Cabinet and Community Partnerships and our local LMB enter into a partnership to develop comprehensive integrated children and family interagency service deliveries. So we need full execution of this by the President, please.
I move that President Corcorino sign the attached FY 2022 Community Partnership Agreement.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
All right, thank you, Commissioners. And our final desk item this evening is from the National Opioids Settlement. This is a participation form, which has a deadline of January 2nd. This acknowledges our registration for the National Settlement website for consideration of participating in the proposed settlement agreement with Amerisource Bergen, which would allow us to receive those funds if that is a case we win.
Oh, I move to execute the participation form for the National Opioid Settlement.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. President, if I could, I just got an email, and this is one of those ones that, in terms of supply chain issues, is time sensitive. We've been working on for the last 2 months to get the Knox boxes, which are what the firefighters use to get the keys to get into certain buildings,
Right.
schools and things like that. Well, the boxes we're using now are antiquated. Matter of fact, you can't even get them anymore. We have some that are not functioning. So we just did get the quote. We actually worked backwards. They originally quoted us about 97, 98,000. So we got the quote in at 78, 715, 76. So I'd like to go ahead and, if we can, I'd like to make a motion to spend that to secure the Knox box contract so that we can get them ordered and they can start. They're going to be a while coming in.
Who's using it? Who's this for?
It's everybody, all the fire, it's the fire marshals'
Okay,
Knox boxes that have to go out, and the new ones they have are electronic, so they don't have to worry about always having the keys and things like that, so they're upgraded. We had a demonstration of them 2 FEC meetings ago, and
It's where we are today,
pretty
technology.
much, I mean, it's, yeah, we can't go back to the old ones. And I think they did work through because they were a little disappointed because we had a next generation of the original ones, but they're having all kinds of issues with them, but I think we are getting a credit back on them, so there'll be an additional credit back on those, so.
I'll second that motion.
All right, we got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Let's just make sure Margie gets,
I'll give it an amount. It's 78, 715, 76. Yep.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioners. That's all of the action items we had this evening. We do have 2 bills for proposed introduction. First is County Ordinance 2110. This is a bill entitled An Act Concerning the Queen Anne's County Personnel Board for the purpose of removing the restriction on personnel board members serving more than 3 terms in office, and the restriction on personnel board members holding other county offices.
I'll introduce it.
All right. And we also have County Ordinance Number 2111, an act concerning community cats in Queen Anne's County for the purpose of establishing a community cat program in Queen Anne's County, adopting a trap, neuter, return policy.
I'll introduce that.
Okay.
It's 15 pages long. Good Lord.
That's all we have for legislation this evening. We can move into press and public comments, and Bruce is shaking his head no back there. Nothing.
Commissioner Dumno.
So some of us attended the MACO Winter Conference. I had an opportunity to catch up with some of the elected officials in other counties across the state of Maryland. I got to attend some meetings and seminars on some very, very important issues that local governments in the state of Maryland are going to be facing in the near future. I think that it's one of those things that MACO, one of the values that MACO brings, and why it's important that our county is a member of MACO each year. The knowledge gained this past week on some of the important issues that we're going to be facing was invaluable. So I'm just pleased that we have that opportunity to attend these conferences and be better elected officials because of them.
Yeah, it's a great event, chock full of information. I mean, I've never been to a conference that has that many, sessions of information. I mean, you start at 8 and you go, till you fall asleep. It's a phenomenal experience. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Commissioner
And that's all I
Brown.
have. Thank you.
All right. Jack Wilson.
Really just, no, I mean, Phil's 100% right on the whole MACO thing, but I just really wanted to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, since we won't see it till the other side. Let's hope 2022, we have further put the COVID crisis in our rearview mirrors, and we can get to a real normalcy where it's not the everyday topic on the news, and hopefully we'll have much more, as our character counts was tonight, caring in this world going forward, because I think it's something we really need to look from within ourselves and start doing a little bit more of, but that's all I got.
I'd be remiss real quick if I didn't mention the important role that our own county commissioner, Jack Wilson, plays on the MACO board. To have somebody like Jack on the MACO board, staying in tune with what's going on in Annapolis and how that ultimately affects us over here, I think we're blessed to have Jack having that role. And if all things progress as they should, Jack one day, shortly, in the next few years, will be president of MACO. So thank you for your commitment to making sure we are cutting edge here in the county.
When was the last time somebody from Queen Anne's County was
1982.
president? 1982. It's been a long time.
Who was it?
Don't answer that question. Every time I ask her, she always knows it 10 minutes after I ask her. So
Okay.
give her 10 minutes. She'll be all right. She'll get it for you.
told Todd before and then I forgot.
But it's a huge commitment, just so everybody understands, to work your way and make that commitment and be a member of that board to finally be the president of MACO is a huge commitment. And Jack, thank you for making that commitment.
Absolutely.
Commissioner Moran?
Oh, happy holidays. Be safe. See you next year.
Commissioner Wilson?
Not a thing this week, thank you, sir.
Humbug, that's what I heard.
All right.
Well, I guess we probably want to hear from our president.
All right.
I'm nearly minted.
Yes.
Reminted. He's
Happy
reminted.
holidays. I do want to let you, we mentioned earlier the moment of silence for people in Kentucky affected by the tornadoes. And one of our own local organizations, the First Light for First Responders, is organizing to bring supplies out there. If you'd like to know more information of how you can help them, the website is www.flffr.org. So that's First Light for First Responders. They're having an event at Cult Classic this Saturday to assist with the cost for the trip. So this is Queen Anne's County stepping up to help our neighbors in Kentucky. It's a great organization, so thank you, Justin Davis, for your efforts and everybody who works with you on that. Another issue, Commissioner Dumanel and I met with, we have a liaison meeting with the Board of Education and the superintendent, and discussed, there are some, issues that have, concerns that have come up recently with some behavior of students or visitors to the school. And just, remind all the kids out there that, your reputation is going to follow you for what you do in school. If you get yourself into trouble, that can impact the future of your life. So think about what you're doing. Parents, be engaged with what your kids are doing. And if you hear something from your kids about something that's coming up, make sure you're getting that information out. I was extremely pleased to hear from the superintendent how well everybody's working with the school resource officers, the sheriff, the state's attorney, the superintendent, cooperating, jumping on problems, getting right to them, and making sure that we are finding solutions so that our students are safe. That's one of the great things about this county is how well everybody works together. So thank you, and parents, enjoy the holidays with your kids. And with that, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.